promoting businesses and organizations to help them reach their full potential. Lighten the path to the success of your business. Enhancing the lives of our listeners by talking about things that matters most. Helping you to shine your light emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially, and physically. Spreading positive vibes. You've got it locked and you're listening to Light Vibrations, brought to you by Lyte Communications right here on CBN Radio 90.9 FM. And now your host and our director, Natasha Letza.
Hello, you've got it locked and you're listening to Light Vibrations powered by CBN Radio 90.9 FM and brought to you by Lyte Communications every Wednesday at 8 a.m. I'm your host, director of Lyte Communications, Natasha Letza. Today our program is being sponsored by Premier and 1st District Representative Honorable Andrew Fahie. Today we usher in the new year. It's the year 2020. Happy New Year, sir. Let's start off by, offering up some blessings to the people of the territory.
Well, I'd like to say Happy New Year and God's blessings to all the people of the territory from District 1 to District 9. And it's a time of vision, clear vision, 2020, year 2020. And it's a time when we have to remain laser focused and move towards fulfilling purpose and put the territory into a new level with God's help.
Definitely. And from us here at Lyte Communications, we want to wish everyone a blessed, safe, and prosperous new year. Now, as usual, I promise you a special show today. And today we're here in the studios with our Premier and the 1st District Representative. Special big up and blessings to all the first people in the 1st District. Honorable Fahie, you're here to speak about your annual report and New Year's party. What do you want the people to know right now?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the people of the entire territory for their support and prayers. But every year for the past 12 years, we have done the annual 1st District report and the New Year's party. And this year it will be on the 11th of January 2020 at 7 p.m. on the Captain's Bay Recreation Grounds where it has always been held. It's a time for me as the 1st District representative, no matter what other capacity that I'm in, whether it was as a minister, member of the opposition, or even now Premier, to report for them my stewardship over the past year and what to look out for in the coming year in the 1st District, and now more so that you are Premier, to also look out what to look out for the entire territory. As you know, we have had some great accomplishments in the last 10 months in being in office since taking over in February 26. So we want to also let the people of the 1st District and all the well-wishers of the 1st District to come out on Captain's Bay, enjoy themselves. It will be a short ceremony in terms of a short reporting, and then we'll have a good time together in the new year with the 1st District annual party, so that you can be informed. Usually people only wait until election time and then they come and inform the people, but I've been doing this now for over the last 12 years and making sure that the people are informed, and also follow it up with some other community meetings. And also, as you would know, this is something that always run the district, so they keep you informed and you keep them informed, but also to let them to know the entire public that although you're the 1st District representative first, you're still going to ensure that they from District 1 to 9 gets their fair share.
Well, definitely in my business, I know the importance of communication, and I definitely love what you're doing with these annual reports. And I know the people of the 1st and collectively the people of the BVI appreciate being kept in the know about what's going on regarding government business. Now, talk a bit about how you think these reports have impacted your constituents and how have they evolved over the years?
Over the years, when you're in politics, a lot of times people see things happen. And if you don't communicate to them to let them to know, well, this is one of the initiatives that you are behind to make sure that it came to fruition, they might think that it just happened, or someone else who didn't do any work at all will pop up and look to take credit. So this is a business, while you're helping, you also have to report, and you have to make sure that the needs of the people are met. You can never meet all the needs of the people, but you continue to strive to do so. But at the same time, once you get the majority, then you know that you that you're moving in the right stead. So the constituents in the first district over the years have been kept informed. They have also given their input, and you acted on their input. So there'll always be more to do, no matter how much you do. But the point is, once you keep in communication with them and they can see some of the things that they've brought to your attention that needs addressing, that they have been addressed or is in the pipeline to be addressed, then they feel satisfied with the efforts. But now we have the recovery ongoing, and we are in the process of accelerating the recovery because it has been ongoing. Thank God we are not where we were 2 years ago with Irma, and now going to be 3 years very soon. But we are much further than we were, but still have a lot to be done, but we have a lot to be thankful for. There are those who want the recovery accelerate tremendously despite the cost. But at the same time too, we have to understand that we took about 70 years to build this country, and while you don't want to take 70 years to recover, we also have to do it in a timely manner and in a manner that includes the people of the territory, and also in a manner that we all will be proud of.
Definitely, Honorable Kimé, definitely. Now I want us to break down a bit about, some of the things that you're going to be reporting on. I'm going to touch on a few key things that we really want a little bit more information about. Let's start with the Bambalela program. I know that means a lot to you and a lot to the children and parents in the community. Talk about that program first, please.
The Bambalela program was birthed through discussions with some of the teachers in our educational system who hail from the first district and myself. We had very deep concerns about children from the community, the entire first district, who were not performing as well as we would want them to perform in school. So they needed extra help, and of course with the classroom, it's difficult to get that done during the regular school session. So we came up with a program named Bambalela, which is African word which means never give up, to let the children know that no matter what happens in life, never give up. Once you never give up, God will walk with you and He will put what you need in your path. So we started a program where we have 4 instructors, very qualified, certified teachers in our regular educational system, but they come in the afternoon and they give help sessions. They help with projects, they help with homework, they help with study skills, they help also in terms of the social aspect of the children. And we have seen that over the years, we have averaged about 40 to 50 children every school year from the first district. And over the years, we have seen that all those children who attend regularly, because there'll always be 1 or 2 who drop off in anything, but those who attended regularly, they have excelled beyond anyone's expectations or imagination. And their attitude also has improved for the better, and they turn out to be well-rounded students. So much so that, especially with the projects, the kind of projects that will turn out, because it's mostly for the primary school division, that are students who see their projects or see what they're doing in the process of coming to the end of the project. They actually come there too, just to get help with their projects. So it has been a great time. We also provide transportation, again sponsored by the first district representative, yours truly, for all of them to get home after the program is finished, from Monday to Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. It's held in Caribbean. It used to be held out by the community center, the Abraham Leonard, but after the storm, there was a little break, and now we use the Seventh-day Adventist Youth Center to house it until we get the center fixed and go back to our home to house the program. But the program continues and it's been doing great, and we have restarted the transportation program. Right now we have about close to 50 children in the program, and they're all doing well, and the 4 instructors continue to do awesome. And it's a gift to the people of the first district, because some of them parents cannot afford tutorials, so they allow their children to go to the center. Some, even although they can afford it, in terms of their scheduling to get them there, it's a problem. So they also let their children get to the center, and the performance of the children and all involved is just awesome. So I'll be reporting to the people, to them to know that this investment in our future, which is our youth, continues, and it shows that the representative has been consistent to make sure that our young people get the best education that they can get.
Well, definitely kudos to you there, because Bambalela never gave up. The very meaning and significance of the word, it goes a long way, and I know there's a lot of parents that benefit from that. And we work a lot. There's a lot of bills. A lot of things going on in people's day-to-day lives, and sometimes the children suffer because we just don't have the time. So I know, parents of children who attend that program is forever grateful that such a service is provided. And I know you're not the Minister for Education, but I know too that there used to be after-school programs in the schools. Are we looking to return to that throughout the territory?
Well, since taking over office, one of the things that we recognize is a lot of programs, even in the seniors and other areas, were either reduced, some because of the hurricane, and others we were told because of finances when we took office. But nevertheless, what we've been trying to do is to not only restart them, but revive them and make them more modernized. So time by time, you'll see more of these programs in different areas, not only the after school, but different areas, be revived and be modernized. We have already started to put more emphasis in our seniors with the senior programs, and we'll continue to do so even with our youth. So over a period of time, we'll get more of these programs back online.
And as we continue your coverage and reporting for the people of the 1st District, I know that a huge focus is on transportation. Talk a little bit about the transportation initiatives that you have within the community of the 1st.
Well, other than the transportation that is sponsored by the 1st District representative, yours truly, for the students to be able to get from Bambalela program to their respective homes throughout the 1st District. We also run the HLSCC bus transportation for the 1st District students, where they do not have to be bothered or worried about getting from the college in Paraquita Bay down to the 1st District. And this has been going on for a number of years. I think this is either the 14th or 15th year that has been going on. It stopped again due to Irma. So we have that back online now, and we have people that use that bus system. And here's someday I was speaking with some of them, and they told me that they remember when they went HLSCC with that bus system years ago. And some of them now has finished, they finished their associate at HLSCC, and they went on abroad to finish their bachelor's, and some have their master's. And when they came back home, and lately we were speaking, they say they were amazed that the bus ride was still going. And it's a safe ride home, where persons don't have to catch a ride. It's not good when you have, especially your daughters going to college the night, and then you might not have a car as a parent to get them home, and you're hoping that someone will give them a lift. But in the 1st District, you don't have to worry about that at all. They just get on the bus and they come home. Or even if you do have a car, a lot of people trust the bus service. It's been so consistent and safe that they just let them come home on the bus anyway. And we also, if there are a lot of 1st District students, we run 2 trips from HLSCC down. But if they're enough to fill the bus, because it's a big bus, then they would do the 1 trip. And if there's space, we always said all the students for the 1st District would get on first. And then if there's space for any other student in any other district, that's along the way. After that, they'll be able to get on, because you have to be a brother's keeper at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So that transportation has also been provided by the 1st District representative for years. It was the only district doing it for many years. Now I notice some other districts are doing it, which is good, because if something is good and a good idea is good, you have to use it no matter who originated it. So I'm glad, because transportation should not be a hindrance for people to get to college and back. So I'm glad that we're providing that service for the people of the 1st District or youth, and also for others in the territory once there's space.
So is there a procedure or process that they would have to go through to be able to use the service? How does that go, and then what time does the bus actually leave?
Well, we have an informal service that's formal. Every year we actually never did any PR on it. People just know that the bus service is going to be. The college, HLSCC also knows, so the persons who would be the security and others, they know, they'll be told when the bus service will be running. The bus service time of leaving is not set. It's based on the scheduling of the children in terms of how many classes it would have in the evening, and what would be the last class, to make sure that when it does leave, No one who are attending class in the evening from the first district would be left behind because they will leave in that time. Sometimes they will leave a little later, and some students would get other rides and leave before because of how late is leaving. But the reason for the lateness is to make sure that they give all who are attending HLSCC and doing classes up to the last class the opportunity to get onto the transportation to come to the first district. So it's the timing is not set in stone, but yet is it always known, because it's something determined by Mr. Romney, who's doing it for years, and the students and the staff, the security and other personnel at the college. They all work together, so it's done in concert. So everyone gets to know who needs to know, so that they can get a bus service home.
And moving right along, this is such an interesting interview and so much information. Once again, I want to thank you for coming on the program and sharing this with the community. I know a lot of people in the first district know about it, but just to spread the word across the territory to let other people know what's actually going on with the first, right? And I observed that a lot of work has been going on in the recreation area of the district. Speak a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, since Omar, all the recreational areas in the first district, like all the other 8 districts, have been destroyed. So although you're premier, you have been trying to make sure that all the districts have been taken care of. But this is the first district report, and the first district are my first line employers, and now being premier, the entire territory my second line employers. Because for me, I can't be premier unless you get your seat, and the seat is in the first district, and then when you get there, you have to share between the first district and the entire community. So I preface my statement with that, so that anyone listening wouldn't think that it's only the first district recreation areas have been fixed. But since it's a first district report, which I'll be giving on the 11th of January, I want to say that we started by fixing the Carrot Bay Court. We refurbished the entire court. We also fixed the Capoons Bay Court. We refurbished the entire court. We refurbished the entire court there at West End. Sad to say that as soon as we were finished, we had some glass backboards, so someone threw rocks in them and destroyed those. So we're gonna repair them in early in 2020. But we also like the West End court, so it's relit. We also like the Caribbean court, so that's also relit. We're in the process now of fixing the lights at the Capoons Bay court. We already fixed the lights with a non-profit organization who had helped us with the Capoons Bay Court field, the softball field, and as you will notice, the entire Capoons Bay field, we're doing some refurbishment on that. Even in the basketball court, we're repairing the stands, we're repairing the fencing, we're repairing the bandstand area, we're repairing all the gazebos around it, the planters. So if you ever take a pass in Capoons Bay, you'll see the volume of work that's been done on the field. Some of it has been done through the Ministry of Education, and some, as a district rep, I also have directly pitched in to help it get going. So we have done a lot of the recreational areas to get them going, because it helps in the Benjamin Romney Park also. We're working on that. These things help because the more you fix them, as you would recognize, there are more activities now on the court, more activities on all 3 courts. So the social fabric of the community starts to also come back into a positive environment where people can socialize, they can play games, whether it be on a softball field, a basketball courts. Capoons Bay, Western and Caribbean courts are all filled. Some of them are filled in the morning times, and some are filled in the evening, and the community is just there, and the camaraderie is back through the district. A lot of the youngsters that would have been sitting idly by now are on the basketball court. I know right now the community between Capoons Bay, Caribbean, West End are working out how to get a basketball team from each and have a competitive game in terms of who will be the first district champion. So all of that is being worked out in terms of bringing back the community spirit even stronger than ever before, Omar. But that has come from as a first district rep and the government put in the time to refurbish and improve the recreational areas in the first district.
Wonderful. And any activities that target the young people your best activities, because it promotes a healthier next generation. The more we can keep them off the street, out of bad company and wrongdoing, the better and brighter the future of the people of the territory. So kudos again on that. Now, on a down note, I wanted to touch on the same vandalism that you spoke about after you finished making those beautiful upgrades at over at the Romney Park over there and the basketball courts, and just moments later you see the backboard shattered. It was very disheartening to view and to behold. What are your thoughts on that, and what type of measures will you put in place next time to curb those type of activities, so you don't be in a position of always having to fix something that you already done?
Well, sad enough, you could put anything in place, and that one of those times when you're not looking, it happens. But it's to help our young people to understand that when you destroy these recreational areas and you destroy other public property, even the schools or whatever the case may be, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, because here you have the government spending your tax money to get them fixed, and then as soon as they're fixed, someone comes and destroy them, and then you have the facility is no longer functional because someone went and destroyed out of whether it's anger, I don't know. So we have to do more to reach our young people, which is something I try to do in the district with different groups. Try to speak to them about their community responsibility, about each of them have to tell the other one that the community belongs to them, so that each one of us have to be more caring about the facilities, about ourselves, and about what we do in the community. So it's not only for the district rep, but for the entire community to continue to speak to each other, to build that social fabric so strong that persons will be able to tell anyone that's going to do something negative like that, or otherwise not to do it, because we always suffer from it. So it's going to take a full community to address that problem, but that's already on the way in the district, so we're going to continue to strengthen that. And that's the way we have to do it throughout the entire territory from District 1 to 9.
Awesome. And young people, I hope you heard from our premier, protect what resources have been planned for, what resources have been implemented for your comfort and for your well-being. Protect the property and discourage your friends from doing these deeds throughout the community. Let's talk about the police station. It's back up and running. We're glad to see it back in the community. Talk about the significance and the importance of having that station back online.
Oh, that's tremendously important. In the opposition, I continue to ask about that project, and I've been asking about that project, and we've been able now to see the completion of it, and the handover ceremony just a few months ago. And also lately, as a further contribution as first district representative, I also got the gate fixed. We were able to get it well and fixed, so it's back up to speed. And the police station, other than providing security in the territory, in the first district and territory overall, they were very instrumental with Orma. The building, although it was damaged, badly damaged, they still use it as the main storage area for the food for the people in the western end of the island. Because in Capoons, where we use Miss Melsina Smith home, in Caribbean we were able to use the building, the coal pot, and in Western we were able to use the Western police station. So we had a three-prong approach of where to supply food during that need in Oma, and the police officers and that were there and all of those that would come by assisted significantly in that. They also assisted during Oma, where we would have 3 meetings every day for in one day. I used to have one in the West End there by the police station and the basketball court, then come over here into to Capoons Bay, and then go over to Caribbean. So they would assist with those meetings, and they were a tremendous glue in a time when the community needed to help gel together. So getting that fixed was a high priority for me as first district representative. So seeing that now during my tenure since being premier and first district, to have that project now completed and turned over is great, not only for security but for many other areas, the social fabric, and to also show the law enforcement in terms of the police, that we do care about them and their well-being and where they work, in making sure that they have the proper resource and building to work in. So I want to say kudos to everyone for us working together to make that happen.
And how have you had any response back from the police in terms of their new accommodations and how they feel about it?
Ecstatic about it. They're glad for all that has been done for them. I got the Commissioner of Police, Commissioner Matthews, already expressed on behalf of the police officers to me as first district representative and as the premier, their thanks for getting this project completed, and they're just happy. So I'm glad for them.
And I can't talk about the police station and not talk about the fire station. What's going on with the fire station? Will it be returning to the first district?
Well, yes, the first of all, we'll see very soon where we're going to clean up all around it, and it's going to be refenced, and it is already in the budget for 2020 for the repairs to be done to it and get it back online. So the short answer is yes, it'll be coming back on stream within probably by the second quarter of 2020. It should be fully functional.
Now, Honorable Premier Rep for the First District, it was such a pleasure having you on the program today. We didn't even scratch the surface of all the questions I have for you, so I need to invite you back on another episode of Lyte Vibrations. But before I let you go, I will give you this opportunity to encourage people to come out to your event on January 11th.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to invite all the people of the First District and all well-wishers of the First District to come in huge numbers for the annual First District report and the annual First District New Year's party on the 11th of January. That's Saturday, 11th of January at 7 p.m. on the Capons Bay Recreation Grounds. It's going to be a time where you're going to be informed, and in a time where you're also going to be able to give input afterwards as we mix and mingle for the party. Come out one and come out all. It's Vision 2020, a time when we're gonna stay prayed up, remain laser focused, and work seriously to fulfill purpose. I think that the best days for the First District and all the other 8 districts from District 1 to 9, the best days are yet ahead. I am looking to push with the First District and also work with all the other representatives of the districts and the at large for all the 13 of us to get a better BVI. But being that we are the premier with the government side is going to do whatever it has to do within the laws to make sure the people of the Virgin Islands enjoy their best days socially, economically, educationally, seniors or youth, and in every angle. We will not get everything correct, but we will try to do it. We will not be perfect, but we'll continue to strive for perfection, and with God's help we get it done. So come on out Saturday 11th of January, I'm going ahead of myself, at 7 p.m. on the Capons Bay Recreation Ground for the annual First District report and the annual First District New Year's party. It's going to be a time of your life.
Thank you once again, Premier. You have the luck, and you've been listening to Lyte Vibrations here, chilling with your girl, Director Natasha Lyte, offering you a report from the First District, encouraging you to come out. And remember to tune in this time next week as the Premier returns to conclude our conversation and reporting. And we'll hear a bit about him as Premier. We're going to come out at the first and talk about him as Premier. So join us this time next week. Thanks for tuning in, and blessings.
You've been listening to Lyte Vibrations, brought to you by Lyte Communications. Lyte Communications, your one-stop shop for all of your communications and marketing needs. From conception to completion, we offer the entire communications package. Choose Lyte for reach, results, and reliability. We have over 15 years experience, and we offer an array of services guaranteed to enhance your reach and increase your market presence. To showcase your business or organization on our program, contact Natasha Letsum at natasha@lytecommunications.com or via WhatsApp or telephone at 284-545-7355 to secure your package today. Community-minded individuals with knowledge in finance, health, business, relationships, spirituality, fitness, agriculture, healthy living, parenting, or any other topic that can enhance the lives of our community are also encouraged to contact Ms. Letsum to organize an interview. Thank you for tuning in to Light Vibration, and don't forget to tune in this time next week as we continue to bring you life-changing information. Until next time, shine your light.